Hey, good morning, everybody. I was doing some prep work for another class in Ephesians chapter 1, and I saw something that I wanted to point out to you because I thought you would appreciate it. In Ephesians chapter 1, verse 15, Paul is beginning a prayer for the Ephesian church, and he says something that I think is helpful for you to see in relation to the adjectival positions we've been talking about since the beginning of last semester. He starts off by saying, because of this, I also, after I heard the faith according to you, that could be probably translated your faith. Then he describes where this faith was directed in the Lord Jesus. And here's where it gets kind of interesting. This is a direct object. Wrong button. This word tain agapein is a direct object. This is the second thing that he had heard. He had heard about their faith, and then he heard about their love. But then notice that he goes on to describe this further. We have an article, then a prepositional phrase. So the way we ought to interpret this is article, noun, article, adjective. So that's a second attributive position. But the adjective happens to be a prepositional phrase. That's actually pretty common, so that's why I've tried to train you to see that. But then take a look at the object of the preposition. What you'll notice is that we have pantos tous hagios. So in essence, what we have is adjective, article, and then noun. What's interesting here is that this adjective, the form of pas, will never be an attributive position, but it will have attributive function. But then also notice that this is a substantival use of an adjective. So we've got a adjective modifying a noun, and the noun itself is an adjective that's acting like a noun. The reason I point this out to you is because Greek is really flexible in this way. That's part of the challenge of learning how to read it, is not so much recognizing these structures with actual nouns and adjectives, but with things that act like nouns and adjectives. They may actually be a participle, a prepositional phrase, an adjective, but they're acting differently than their nature might suggest. So learning how to read those, I think, is part of growing up in Greek, and I hope that this is helpful for you to see that in this particular passage. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.